Tuesday 1357. Arukh HaShulchan Yomi. Our learning should be a schos for Chiniko basis on something about Torah Shivya. Today we are doing your Deh Siman Reish Mem Beis. Steve Lam Gimel to Mem Aleph. Yesh we should talk about Divrei Rabbein Ramah. Those not about the Ramah. The Shakasa the Davar Shu Barav a Poskim Mutal Horos, which is clear cut in the poskim. Even a Talmud is allowed to poskim. If I read Ramam Loiti Ela Davar, I'm first Batila. Ramam only allowed things which are explicit in Torah, Shatzokim Moedibo, which even the Stokim concede. That's something which is Mefurish in poskim. I agree to Sham Isa Gon Sheretz Tame. The examples given are that a Sheretz is Tame, it's by the Torah, that a so far there's Torah. Because that She'evshar She'tos Nafal B'dvarav, and perhaps it's a mistake in the typo in the Ramah, and this the Shach suggests this. The Kein this is what it should say, not Dovram Furish by Paiskim, but Dovram Furish by Psukim. I remember when I was in the Israel, and they put out their kovetz or Haner every year. And one year, my cousin, Yaakov Beckhoff, first Shlita, was the editor, and I asked him what the criteria are for getting a mimer into Haner. And he said the criteria, there's only one criterion, that it shouldn't contradict Psukim Mefurashim. So that's a Madrega, Psukim Mefurashim. The Yeshish bears to those who explain the Bemis Kamros of Kenu. L'dav Hamfurish Brura. They really meant this is Kavanah something which is really explicit and clear. Kamar Zilkar Bei Ravu. And that's tantamount to saying somebody go look at the Psukim. This is obvious. That's a task. Leni is not the end. Okay, I don't think it's the case. Sharei B'Sifra Darki Moshe Tikla Hedge Divrei Amarik. You know what? I'm not sure I got the Taz right. No reason I got the Taz wrong is because it's rubbed out in my Arukh HaShulchan. I should really get because I have the better edition. I know I keep using the lousy one, but yeah, it's the Yeshish B'Shmeres Kavanas Kenu the Davan Furish not Berura but Torah. So we just listen to Torah. Taz really says that poskim here means the Torah. It's a little bit difficult. But that's why he quotes the promotion of Zilkar Beirav. Go look it up in the pasuk. Literally go ask the children in school who learn the psukim. Ulani is starting okay. The Arukh HaShulchan rejects this. He says, "Sharei b'sifra darkei Moshe atik lahadi divrei Amarik," and in the Moshe he copies down Marik. The kol din shemavura poskim, anything which is close to the poskim mutal haros you'll have to baskin. V'lo near li mashkasav v'trumas deshen. I don't. I guess maybe it's not near low, but in any event, the Marik evidently does not hold Trumas Deshen. The Dafka Mefurish, but the Torah Ayin Sham. Not doesn't have to be explicit. The Torah has to be explicit somewhere. But the truth is not different at all. The main point is that you shouldn't come to make a mistake. The Dam Furish poskim, so much explicit poskim, Kamo no Saint Talmud Gam or Pitul B'Shishim. Obviously, people can't make a mistake about this. The Gemara Naked Sheretz Tomei. It's by their Torah. The Gemara which took the example of the Sheretz being Tomei and it's by there being Torah. Lo Yachol Hashas Lomar Inyan Acher. The Shas couldn't have picked another thing to mention. The Bizman of L'Shas don't remember first about Paiskim because in their time there was no such thing as a sign which explicit in Paiskim. Paiskim had not yet been written. Sharei Gam unless down the Gam Yesh Machlokas. Even as the Gam in the Gemara itself there's a Machlokas. The aim derech Gemara l'daber kain. The Gemara doesn't have the derech to speak in clear cut conclusions. The Rambam Lashon Shas Noki Kedarko, and the Rambam uses the language of the Shas, as he normally does. So therefore, he didn't mention Poskim. And besides that, Gam Yom of Loya Murgo Lashon Poskim. In this day and age, the language Poskim was not yet in the vogue. Aval Memes. Eina nafkimi, Eina Ez nafkamina yesh ben zel is a really bad addition. Ez nafkamina yesh ben zel is what difference is there? It's basically the same thing. Psukim, poskim. It's beforish. It's explicit. And people not going to mistakes. Badr on the contrary. This is why I said go ask the ask in the cheder. Zilkar beiravu. Klomar kmo shas mati dover first Torah. Just like Torah, the Shas allows you to paskin something which is explicit in Torah. B'shum the zilkar beirav. Who? Because it's something which just anybody asks, anybody knows. Okay, done. So to us, davar, I'm first one place. Something which is the bus have a zilkar beirav. Go look. You'll read it. Mosh kasa batur le'inyan lehoros v'mokum rabo. Ayin chum. U'inyan daldun dini mamres ayin choshim mishpat simon zayin. Lamed daled. Because the Rambam Sham, the Rambam writes that the dafka b'shashasa revius yayin or shasa kedei revius bilvad. Sorry, I skipped the word. Because the dafka b'shashasa revius yayin chai. Undiluted wine. Shasta G'day Revius, if you drank precisely Revius, Fayabo Mayim Koshu, and had some water in it, so it wasn't a perfect Revius. Oh, Yoshen, a Mahat, or he slept a little, Alach K'day meal, or went a meal, Kvar, Avar Hayain, the wine passes, Mutalos Ne Paskanava, Shasta, Yoitzim Revius, and more Revius, Afilu Mazuk, Oshena Mat, even if it's diluted, even if he sleeps a little, or Derech goes on the road, Masiba Shakwaso makes him more drunk. And the Shelifi Ashichus, actually Shem Mishichuso, Shum Davo. He has to wait until all the trappings of drunkenness have left him. The Rochab Einakamalik, and somebody's riding, it's not like he's walking, but so Shosh minute. The meal's not enough, he needs 3 million. That's a shach. Nearly, Arukh HaShulchan says, the seems he Sheyesh of a Koron ain't a Mefi Cloud. This is true. When you sit in a carriage and a car, it doesn't diminish the effect. If anything, in a car, it makes it worse because of the enclosed space. In our day and age, these wines which we have are very weak. Not anymore. It's not Arukh HaShulchan, not us. Ours are strong. Whiskeys are definitely mishaker. Chemei dvash, which says and so to honey water when you drink a lot. Because of Rash B'tshuva, Rash writes the biyontif obesuda gdoila, and yontif for a great meal banquet could go into a student such as a chasna, mila, bris mila, purim, v'cheitzimem. The gomish shows him arbe where they drink a lot. Also, hers kolayom, and now that's a pass entire day ad namocho until the next day. Now some daitok far psak. If you already thought about the psak before you got drunk, inebriated. Hadover, Hadover, I think I'm Psak Hadover, Mutilos, then you can pass can Ben Isa Ben Heta, a few Akutsu, even after a large meal, Akan Lashono, and quote from the Rashba. But Tom Pasha, the reason is simple, we should have the Vadi Loite, so they're not going to make a mistake. In the parentheses here, it says Gami Rashba, Raya, Mashko Sam, Siman Akoidem. Anything which is explicit includes things explicit in our day and age, I guess. That's the things they allow us to paskin even when he's inebriated. Laminate yeshkos with those who write shekmo she'osu laros mokum rabo, just like you're not allowed to paskin in place of Rebbe Klochen, and los bilti even b'sefer. Shouldn't pass out looking into a book. Shem Rabbi say because they are rabbeim. They los mokum rabo, and shouldn't paskin in place of your Rebbe. Veil for Shem Tam. There's no real rationale for this. Look, because in Rabbanik Shishoy Dav Dihachi, I never saw the elder rabbis that they did this. The Bishlam Makom Rabbi, I understand places Rabbi Havi Bizayan. It's shameful. Mashlo Shalu Rabbo, what did he ask the Rebbe? But in this case, no Bizayan. Everybody knows when we pass in, hey, Madiv Rabbo, that place comes to the place, and the Chush Klal is it. It's not a problem at all. Chez Israel had to be a bomb. It's explicitly Brahmas. So blessed Tamid Chol Yoshev Daresh. The Tam Rabbi Yochanan was sitting here Daresh. How call you them Shaturas Shachol? Everybody knows the terms of Rabbi Yochanan start Ayin Shah. But if I know Markain, Anachnu Morin. So to we will say that when we paskin. But call Yodim Shaturas Shachol. Everybody knows it's coming from a Rabbeim. You don't have to look at the Sefer right now. Everybody knows it comes from Svog. What you're saying either comes from Farm or from your Masorah. Lamed Zayin. No, not vav. Yeah, yes, yes, the dactic, but we have to be more meticulous in inferring much or should be more meticulous. Kamash kasam ma'ashah is abesaita. But to fulfill it, the Maharsha writes in Soita, Daf base. I don't know if we ever quoted Maharsha before. Mazel showing this way he says, "U'Doira Salalu in our generations, Osin Shemoin Allah Mital Shulchan Aruch." People asking of Shulchan Aruch, "Ain't yodim mitaminia." Don't know the rationale of the topic. So called davar of anything. Im lo yidaktiku mitchila mitoch Talmud, unless they initially analyze it out of the Gemara itself. Kulei tos navav rasa. They're going to make a mistake in the psak. You should rebuke them. Yontif. Bakdamas chiburo madani yontif. He writes Zelashora as follows: Afar Avkli Asher Ishbir Bar Besifra Beis Yosef. Afar Asher Ishbir Bar. I'm not sure what he means. He provided the grain. In the Seder B'Seisef, talking out of that grain, Asa Chibur Shulchan Aruch. He made this his magnum opus, the Shulchan Aruch. Even if he says he didn't have in mind, the Ros Mitoch Sifroch, the passing on the Shulchan Aruch. Like Mishalamad, only something who was learned for Ian Mesifra Turim in the Torah in Perish B'Seisef with the B'Seisef. Yelim so Tachlis Kol Davar, and he exhausts himself for finding out the purpose of Kol Din. The tachlis called in the purpose, the ends and the reasons, perhaps the purposes or the ends of any halacha. Only he can understand out of the Shulchan Aruch what he's supposed to paskin. Even though later on that was the Maharsha, and then the Maharsha says, without the well springs of the Shas and Rishayim doesn't come out well. We've already explained this elsewhere. When I learned from Smicha, I did learn from Torah with my friend Reb Dov Fendel, that Rosh Hashanah they wrote. We learned from Torah Beis Yosef to the Shulchan Aruch. I don't think that's on most Smicha programs. But that's where the Rabbi Yisrael intended. The Torah, the Beis Yosef, which has all the modern requirements, which makes it Paskin, and then the Shulchan Aruch. I think if you actually want to become a posek, that's the way you have to learn. If you just want to learn to become a rabbi, then you don't have to learn that way. Lamatai. Plus of them, because the Rabbi Shmo, a time not calls ready by his name, in front of him, show in front of him, whether in front of him or not in front of him. Lo, now this, Elafilu b'moisoi. Even after his death, Asur, it's forbidden. But not in front of him, and when he's dead, Mutter Lomar Rebbe Ploini, you can say Rebbe so and so. But in front of Gamzeh Asur, and to his face, that's also Asur Omer Stam Rabbi. He calls him Rebbe. But I feel because Achem Shishmon Kashem Rabu Im Hashem Upeli, even called to speak to call other people in their names. The name is like their name is a rare name which they share in common with his Rebbe. I don't know, Aviad, Sar Shalom, Peliowitz. And so the also the Karm Shem say now that's going by their name. I feel so in front of, even if it's not in front of the Rebbe. However, in front of Gam Eno Peli, in front of him, even if it's not an obscure name, it's also El Mishanik Sashmon, we change a little bit. Zelk Mobile Avi Shakasab Nu Basimin Reish Mem Sifidal, and Shem, it's like a father. Obviously, when we talk about Rosh Hashanah Roybach, we say Rosh Hashanah. We talk about Moshe Pines, we say Rav Moshe. That's it's not quite the same thing. But in any event, the fun of you wouldn't do that. You would say the Rosh Hashiva, the Rav, and we of course people who are meticulous speak to the Rebbe in third person. The Avi Rabbi Muvak, you create a Rabbi V'lo Avi. The people say, well, if your father is your Rabbi Muvak, then you should call him Rabbi. For I know Benoshel Rebbe, from Rebbe's son, the beginning of Shem Rebbe, the beginning of Rich Perakazov. Penaminak can't not the minute. Umi Rebbe ain't Raya, no Raya from Rebbe should no see the Torah Gdula Makamecha. was Nasi and Torah and Grey school in one place. But Nogin Likros Abba, and the custom is to say Abba to even if it's one's Rebbe, Shlo in front of him, not in front of him, Abba Mori. That's a Shach. The parentheses says Shach. Bezesh Kosam Rapidi Viataz. But I'm a Ram so Farshkain. Hape Hagir Success. It's work much Kosav Tur Vataz Veduk. Okay, somehow that's the fin to the Rambam as well. Lamaches Leitin Shalom Rabo. You should not give Shalom to your Rebbe Lechzilo Shalom and not return reply to him Shalom Keder Shar Alam like other people. El Shocher Lefanav. You bow in front of him. From Lo Bir Vakavad. You say to him in awe and honor Shalom Alecha Rabbi. It's not the minhag is not like that. They just say Shalom Aleichem, but it's just obviously when people were more into respect, I guess there was more of an issue. Misla Rabbi Shalom, it was Rebbe greeted him. Amla Shalom Alechem Moiri v'Rabbi. He said not just Shalom Alechem Rabbi, Shalom Moiri v'Rabbi. V'chein Hakim, that's the custom. Yeshua, some say the ain't a time to show Shalom Rabbi Klau. You shouldn't greet his Rebbe at all. Shneimad says, the children saw me and hid. B'zeu derech hayushalmi. And this is derech of the Yerushalmi. Amar would says, Loni higi gabon lios zeir shal b'shlomo d'Rabba. It's not customary best for a person of lower status to greet a person of higher status. But the Bible, you don't have such thing. V'dai shno the b'zman ha'kadmonim hoyu darmi b'chol hakol b'lashon. Oh, yeah, here it is. Yeah, the third person is here. Everybody spoke in second person. Ata, you. Moshalom Alecha Rabbi. But now we speak to a distinguished person in Lashon Rabbi. This is really taken from the Yiddish. The difference between ear and do, but that has translated into Hebrew, and that's why Shalom Aleichem. I don't know if I ever realized that. That's why you say Shalom Aleichem. It's greeting in the Lashon Rabim. It's second person but plural, which once happened to me. I went to Eretz Yisrael when I published my first sefer. And I was speaking to the person who did the typing, the typesetting. He spoke to me in the second person in Hebrew, second person plural in Hebrew. And it was kind of, I was not used to that at all. Third person, somewhat used to happens. Second person plural, that was the first and perhaps only time somebody spoke to me that way. So in any event, but that is again in Yiddish. In German, I think also there is between ear and do. Ear is the more respectable way of speaking second person. Of V'koshkein l'rabo, and certainly to his Rebbe, you should speak in plural. Okay, he doesn't say third person, but plural. Ear, obviously, instead of do. But people say do to their father and speak in directly in second person, singular, to their even their parent's student. To close relatives, father, mother, brother, sister. You speak in direct singular second person. Ato. And to speak to your close relative in the plural, people just think that's weird. That's a widespread custom in all countries. Also, the Yerushalmi, what it means is to hide oneself. You see him, because once when I was in Crown Heights and the Rebbe was still alive, so I was waiting outside. I don't remember why I was waiting there. I'm not sure. Maybe just to see the Rebbe. Anyway, so people lined on both sides of the walk as waiting for the Rebbe to come to 770. And when he came out of 770, everybody ran away. And I ran away too. And afterwards, I was very embarrassed. And so why did I run away? There were people who actually stayed in place, very few, but those ones actually got to speak to the Rebbe. Those who ran away, like me, didn't have a chance. So obviously, this is in accordance with the Yerushalmi, but not in accordance with the Bavli. Lamites, lo yachlot tefillin b'fnei Rabbo. You shouldn't take a tefillin in front of your Rebbe. Zeu had the derech eretz is lack of derech eretz. Ravam Arukh HaShulchan, Ravam, the first king of the northern kingdom, because I'll say b'chilek. But see that which it says, "Vayorim yad b'melech Shlomo." He lifted up his hand against King Solomon before he split the kingdom. Shechaltz tefillin b'fanav ayin sham, and that he took off his tefillin in front of him, which is considered chutzpah. Then move on. I don't understand exactly why this should be. Here's just some say Neshi is bar l'kam and Steve Gimel nun. So it's going to be clarified later on. Chom lacha she'evet ois l'rabba ois talmid. Any malacha which a slave does for his master, a talmid does for his rebbe. Levan mi'atar samino, except for taking off the shoes. Shloimu evedu. Shouldn't take his rebbe's shoes, so they shouldn't say he's an eved. Mitfil of gam zeb mutar. If I was wearing tefillin, that's also permissible. They also take off his shoe. They haven't also tefillin. Avoid don't wear tefillin. But talk shecholates. Now you take off your tefillin. Poter asatzmo mizeh. You're exempting yourself from this heter, and you're gonna have to tie your rebbe's shoes. It's marshah. 2 marshahs one day. Veritam must be. It's not sufficient reason. You're saying that it seems more likely the Yodua. It's on Shebechrech Legalos Klas Rosho V'Yodo. You have to reveal part of your head and part of your arm, which is not normally revealed. It's something that's brazen, Legalos Rosh, to reveal one's head, or yad, or arm, Ibnei Rabbi in front of one's Rebbe. Avol Im Kain, Gamanachas Film, Ibnei Rabbi also. But in that case, shouldn't be allowed to put on your film in front of your Rebbe either. Maybe since you're putting it on, you're putting that's okay. When you're not supposed to take off, not being Kiv Rav Loni's by Dinzet. Kiv Rav doesn't say that it's such a halacha. Tzarchim, I have to say that his garb was ben aviv, since there's this closest between a father and a son and a father. Ain't bezek beta. There's no concern. Shachlet's film in front of take up in front of him. Miu im aviv rabbo near the elchot's in front of him. His father's rebbe. You should take in front of him. I never saw that people are mocking in this halacha. But perhaps it's specifically when you're talking to the rebbe. In other words, if you're standing in the base medrash in front of your rebbe, and you haven't finished davening, you can take off your tefillin. It's only if you're actually interacting with him. I would seem that that's the case. Mem, when you are reclining with your rebbe in the meal, in front of Shabbat. Shabbat should equal with him. There should be in other words, Shabbat. He on one side, you on the other side. You are at the head of the table, you're at the foot of the table. There should be tzito. You sit next to him. Like somebody sits in front of an official. When you take permission from those who are at the meal, so by benching, etc. Noito mitchila b'shus merabo, b'shus harav. V'chakam we come to then with everybody else. V'im avi v'rabo b'sud of his father answering the meal. Have a dinkum of baveda. The halacha is like baveda. Shus rabbi v'avi. More b'shus rabbi v'avi mori. V'achshav minak the ain't no b'shus rakmi ba'asuda. You know, see enough. I think the minik is say that people do say b'shus harav. And shul people say b'shus harav. Because it's a shul, not a home. He's maybe in homes. So he says in homes, he only take Rishus Baal Suda, Rishus Baal Bais. Mishaeno Baal Suda Zu. I feel Aviv Rabba. This is not the person who is the host of this meal. Even if it's father, the Rebbe ain't no layman Rishus. You don't ask for permission. He will Suda Shal Eza Chevre, and if it's a Suda of some guys together, Omi Rak Rishus Moranon. More modern places, they say Rishus Chaverim. This Rishus Moranon is more dignified. Now, lo yispalel lo lefonav lo achrav. You shouldn't daven neither in front of your rebbe nor behind rebbe. Lo mitzida, not next to him. Ain't tzarich l'mar. It goes without saying shalas la'ach mitzido. You can't walk next to him. El yisrachik la'acharabo. You should distance yourself behind a rebbe. Lo yimechavi k'nei gachorv. You shouldn't walk directly behind him either. El yitzad atzmo. You should put yourself something to the side. Yitzad echad. Bank shim spalimo. Both in davening. Bank shalachimo where on and walking. But chutz arba amas akom mutar. It's beyond 4 amas. It's everything is mutar. But the reason all this is shalo yishtaveh atzmo rabbo, not to equate himself with his rebbe, lamar aleil samachlo, to stand or walk next to him, b'shaveh on equal footing. Even though if you're behind your rebbe, you're not being equal to him. Either on the contrary, the Zeka after coming writes like a slave in front of his master. Kokam nevertheless, Yesh b'se Isser, Achar Tefillah. There's another Isser in davening. Shekish Tachalo. You'll say bang down to your Rebbe. Also, there's an interruption between whoever is behind and the wall. So when you're walking, you're allowed to walk behind the mamish. And that's proper. And tefillah also, there's only way davening individually, you and your Rebbe, or you and a small group. Ava b'tzibor, if it's in public, lo shayach, chalukas covered. It doesn't really work that way. To distribute honor, mutis pa'knegam makom, you can daven opposite him when he is in his place. Tam chaver hakol mutzar, if you're a tam chaver of the Rebbe already, hakol mutzar, everything is okay. Rak sheyeh shelo yachor b'nei rabo, only not to daven with your backside towards the Rebbe. The bizarre gadol, that's very degrading. And so outside for Amos, it's okay. The Shari, where it's mutter, lo ye'achorav k'nei Rabbi, shouldn't have your backside towards the Rebbe. Yesh b'chim chutz arba Amos, to those who are making outside for Amos, kam b'chaykam, also in this scenario, ne'amerchak lo shaychum achorav nega Rabbo, because this instance is not really that his backside is towards his Rebbe. Okay, that was a long streak today, but that's the end of today.